everybody. How you are doing today? It's me once again, your host, Lady Fresh. Today I have come to add my voice to all the voices of good-hearted men and women who in one way or the other have voiced their indignation and endlessly pleaded for the release of Ambassador Osayomore Joseph. It's been a while now since he's been kidnapped and the clock is clicking. Still no news of his release. Despite the clamor and outcry of appeal to release him, and to make things worse, knowing that he's allegedly not in the perfect state of health, makes the wait even more painful and traumatic for all those of us who love him. I know I already wrote an appeal on my wall when it just happened by adding a special tribute with his pictures and music. However, it's been a while, and we are still waiting to hear good news concerning this great man, this great brother, friend, and father to many. You see, that man that you have in your custody is the best of the best that we have as Edos. He's a man who has carried the Bini culture and music far and wide. He's that musician we are all proud of. He's a hero who had stood the test of time as various generations have grown to love his music and see him as a mentor. This man you have there has paid his motherfucking dues. Huh? This is not how we want to remember him. He should not be remembered this way, I beg of you. I beg you with everything that you have. I beg you with the most precious thing to you. Please, let this man walk. Let him go. Release him unharmed. I beg you in the name of God. You see, this Osayomore's issue is a little bit of a personal thing to me, okay? I remember the very first time I had the opportunity to meet this great man, this great musician of ours, was in the 80s, back in the day with one of my besties in India College. Osayomore Joseph happens to be the uncle, the brother to my friend's dad. And each time my friend wanted to get some extra money, if she didn't get it from home, she goes to meet Osayomore to get some money. And I remembered following her on one of those occasions to go see him. And he gave us transport money and he said, why are you there? You know, what is school? And we left. So he's been somebody, you know, I've always respected even from distance. I love his music so much. I grew up listening to his music. And I remember after like 15 years after that, and when I lost my mom, I needed somebody to come and play. And so I said, it is the last respect I was going to give to a great woman like my mom. And what am I going to do? I was going to get the best of the best in Benin City to come play in her funeral. So I went to see Ambassador Osayomore Joseph. I remember going with two of my friends to his office, and I told him, Epa, I lost my mom and I want you to come and play. And he said, how old is your mom? And I told him. And he said, your mom is too young. I can't play in that kind of funeral. I can't come, my dear. I appreciate you like counting on me and wanting to get me there, but I can't attend that kind of funeral because it's going to be so painful. People are going to be crying. It's going to be a sad atmosphere. And I looked straight into his eyes and I said, Epa, I got you. I understand the culture that we the Beninese, we don't usually, it's an elder person does not attend a younger person's funeral. I know it's a culture, but I am not having it any other way, sir. I want you to come and perform. This is the last respect I'm going to give to my mom, who means everything to me. And she loves you. She loves your music. And she's going to be so happy and proud of me that I was able to bring you to her funeral. And I want your music to be the last music she will listen to. He shook his head, he looked at me and he said, oh my God, what do I do now? I said, Epa, there's just no two ways about it. I know people who are coming, they are young. My friends, we are all young. But we all love you. So you have to come, sir. And he said, okay, I will come. He broke all protocols and culture and he came. And guess what? He delivered. Amidst of pains, amidst of tears, amidst of sadness, he delivered. And everybody was contented. Everybody was okay. Then after some time, I left Nigeria and came to Spain. So about 18 years of me living in the diaspora, I heard Osayomore was in Madrid and that he was performing. Oh my God, my best musician in Benin. Each time I feel homesick, I slot in Osayomore's music. I do listen to other Benin musicians, don't get me wrong. We have great musicians in Edo. We have late OM music. They are good. I love those old schools. And I love, what's it called? Osula. You know? So there's a lot of music, too, that I like. But Osayomore was something else. So when I heard he was in Madrid, I said I wasn't going to miss it for anything. I invited him and those people who worked with him, the people who invited him, let's just say his entourage, they all came. And I hosted them at my restaurant, Finger Licking, that time. And it was fun. Great, great, great fun. We were all laughing. I remember him saying, you know? And I even teased him. I remember I was still into hip hop and music. And I said, Epa, it's time we start remixing those your old songs. You know, so we have to put some hip hop twist into it. And he laughed. He laughed so hard and he said, hip hop. But the one year, I said, Pa, don't worry. You just put your old beat and we twist it around and, twerk it a little and put some hip hop shit. I remember that was the word I used. Excuse my language. And he laughed. And he said, okay, my dear, there's no problem. When you're ready, you let me know. When you come to Benin, come see me. We can work on something. And he said, okay, that's your musical name. Then in where you found the music, Lady Fresh. So I said Lady Fresh. And he laughed and looked at me and he said, my dear, Ugele were fresh in me, we fresh. And everybody was laughing. It was fun to be in his presence. We all talked, we laughed, and I remembered I closed early that day because I wanted to go watch him live again. I wanted to see him perform, and a lot of people who were there, to all his fans. Benin, the community, rose up to the occasion. We all went with him. I closed early just for respect for him. We all went to watch him, and he delivered as usual. It was great fun and everything. Even after he left, it was something we talked about for a long time. Say, Pastor God, the readings, because the melodies just keep coming non-stop. And after some time, I left Madrid and relocated to Canada. And ever since, I've not had the opportunity to go watch him anymore. But I listen to his music still until recently. To hear that he's been kidnapped is shocking. You begin to wonder who is going to kidnap Osayomore in Edo State. This man has paid his motherfucking dues. Who will kidnap him? So please, it is not about who is right or who is wrong. Excuse me. It is not about who is right or who is wrong, or what he did to warrant him being kidnapped and being put in this situation. It's not about political, socio-economic, or even personal scores. Even if you have personal scores with him, it's about humanity. It's about being human. It's about human sympathy and adhering to the voices of all the thousands of people clamoring and crying for his release. I beg you, in whatever you believe in, I beg you, with the most precious name to you, I beg you, whoever is responsible, please let this man go unharmed. Release him. We don't want to remember this man like this. We don't want to see him, that his last day just passed away like this. If he is actually ill and he has not been taking medication, please, I beg you, the clock is clicking. Let him go. At times you do things not because of the person in question, but because of the people surrounding that person. So even if he has offended you or whatever thing he has done, like I said, it is not the motive why he's been apprehended. Just hearken for once to the voice of everyone who is clamoring and crying for his release. This is one of the best that we have. We don't want to lose him this way. I beg you, from my heart and with the last breath in me, I beg you, let this man walk. Let him go. I beg you, please, let him go. Release him to us. Release him to his family. Whatever thing he has done, forgive. Let him go. I'm on my knees. I beg you. Release Osayomore Joseph for us. I beg you. In the name of God, release him. And God will bless you richly as you hearken to the voice of all those that are crying and clamoring for his release. God will bless you as you release him. Thank you. Thank you so much.